Hey, what's up, Spooky fam? Today we are on part 8 of my little series here where we talk about weird, underrated, strange, perhaps under-recommended horror films that people really aren't talking about or that aren't mentioned too often. And my goal here is to kind of put newer, maybe older, but new to you movies on your radar. I do have a corresponding letterboxd list to this series. I will leave it linked down below if you want to kind of follow along and try to watch them all. I have 10 really odd picks today, so if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, check out all of my links down below. If you would like to see any more of me or support the channel any further, let's get right into 10 more weird, underrated, strange horror films. Starting off at number 10 with The Lure from 2015. A pair of mermaid sisters get adopted into a cabaret. While one seeks love with the humans, the other hungers to dine on the human population. And in this film, the mermaid tail prosthetics were over 6 feet long, weighed over 50 pounds, and were created to look grotesque and not like a prim and proper mermaid, like a grotesque mermaid, which is what I like. All right, this next film, I will talk about this, but this is Hanky Panky from 2023. Stick with me here. A man and his sentient napkin friend save the world from a dark evil deep in the Utah mountains and also learn how to love. This film is phenomenal and I will explain why. It is, if you like low budget, super low budget, perhaps B movies, I will not, actually no budget, because this film had no budget. Not a single person got paid making this film. The cast all collectively own this film together because it is a labor of love and just a project created amongst friends to be existing in the world. The whole cast split on the cabin that they were staying in. They split on food, beverages, drugs, and just made a weird film. Like, when I tell you this has no budget, there is a part where there's inanimate objects being hung from wires on the ceiling and you can see the wires. But it is a really funny, fantastic, gory, fun time. And I feel like they really tried to like satirize The Shining in some sorts. It's just really fun. If you liked Psycho Goreman, I feel like you might like this one. But anyways, moving on to a more popular filmmaker and perhaps a film you missed from Takashi Miike, and As the Gods Will from 2014. A group of high school students are forced to play a game of death without knowing why or how they got into this predicament. And this is, if you like Squid Game, this is definitely going to be more up your alley. And knowing Takashi Miike, if you like gore. Okay, this next film we recently watched this past weekend, and I can confidently say it is one of my new found footage faves. This is Frogman from 2023. 3 friends in search of the Loveland Frogman find out that he's more than just a local legend. And if you watch this, I just want to let you know there are like 2 after credits scenes, so stick with it all the way through. I actually really enjoyed Frogman. I wasn't vibing with the first half, but once that second half hit, it all kind of clicked for me and it was so good. It was, if it would have been maybe 15 minutes shorter, it would have been such a cool little found footage film, but it does drag a little bit in the first half. But once that second half hits, man, we are off and running and it is so cool. Alright, this next one is directed by Stuart Gordon, who we love, and this is King of the Ants from 2003. A young drifter accepts a job to kill a prominent accountant. When he isn't paid for the hit, revenge is now his path. And this is not really a horror film, but it is a suspense thriller. I will say though, by the cover of the DVD, you would think this is like pure horror. I mean, it definitely has its moments. It's Stuart Gordon. What do you want? Okay, moving on to a film that I think is pure horror. It is Baskin from 2015. A squad of unsuspecting cops go through a trap door into hell when they stumble upon a black mass in an abandoned building. And there's a scene where a cop gets stabbed in the eye, and I want to let you guys know the music from Cannibal Holocaust starts playing in that scene, and as a fan of Cannibal Holocaust, I love that nod. Number 4 is actually a film that we are going to be checking out very soon, All About Evil from 2010. I will report back. A woman screens snuff films disguised as horror films to get great success of her theater until someone learns the murders are real. And this one stars Natasha Lyonne and Elvira Cassandra Peterson, and this has been on our watch list, but we kind of have a little catching up to do with a list of movies, and this is on that list, so I definitely will report back in the next one of these. Number 3 is a film called The Woods from 2006. In 1965 New England, a troubled girl encounters mysterious happenings in the woods surrounding an isolated girls' school she was sent to by her estranged parents. And this film is the reason why M. Night Shyamalan had to change the name of The Village from The Woods to The Village. And number 2 is a fun little film from 2019 called Bliss. I believe you can find it on Shudder. A stagnant and hard partying LA artist recklessly indulges in a series of drug binges. As her life flies out of control, so does her newfound craving for blood. And let's do a little callback real quick. A few actors from King of the Ants actually appear in Bliss. And if you look at Letterboxd, the reviews are pretty solid all the way across for this one. Not for me though, I gave it a 2. And like I always say, just because I don't like something, we don't yuck other people's yum over here. Because what is not my favorite movie could be your favorite movie. So that is why I continue to recommend films that I personally may not jive with. Anyways, let's wrap it up with number 1 and a film called Tamra from 2005. Tamra, a girl who is ruthlessly picked on by her peers, returns after death to exact revenge. And so we did a rewatch of The Strangers recently, and in the scene where the girl knocks on the door and says, "Is Tamra home?" I looked at Alex and I was like, we have a movie to watch, and it was Tamra from 2005. And let me tell you, this film is not good by any means at all, but I remember having such a visceral reaction to this when I was younger because there's a couple of scenes involving vomit, and as a I've gotten a lot better, but when I was younger I used to I wouldn't be able to be in the same room if there was vomit on the TV and someone was watching. I don't know, I couldn't even watch Jackass for a point in time in my life. So this movie really did it in for me. So I wanted to rewatch it to see if I would have the same kind of visceral experience. I didn't. It was a bad film. It was not good, but it was very fun to watch for nostalgia purposes. Alright, that was 10 more, maybe weirder, strange, underrated, under-recommended films that I hope you probably at least haven't seen one. But let me know if you have seen any of these films or if you have heard of them. I love making this list, or these lists. We're almost at number 10. We'll have a list of 100 films on Letterboxd almost, which is pretty cool. So if you want to follow along with that, that is always linked down below, and I will see you guys very soon. Sayonara, Spooky fam.